So to start things off, as an old favourite of mine, this is probably one of my favourite games of all time, if not my favourite game of all time, probably tied maybe with another game in the series, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Good times, great game on the GameCube. If you've never played it, I highly recommend picking it up. Some great hidden unlockable characters, including Darth Maul, who makes more of an effort in this game than he did in the entire Star Wars franchise. Second on the GameCube roster is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. I love this game. This was the first game I ever played on the PlayStation 2 alongside SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, for some of you nostalgia fans out there. Got it recently from a pre-owned store for £4 here in the UK, so I'm not sure what that would be equivalent to your region, but a really good game, really great game. The missions were quite brutal, but I found with natural progression, I'm actually better at this game now than I was when I was a kid. So yeah, progress is progress. So, if Pro Skater 3 is not my favourite Tony Hawk game, then it has to be American Wasteland. To me, the best Tony Hawk game made, in my opinion, to date. Apart from Pro Skater 5, that's got to be the best, right? American Wasteland, and a hell of a game. Love the pop-punk theme. Introduced me to a lot of bands that I still listen to this day. Has a hell of a lot of covers. Some really cool stuff on this. I had to get this when I found out it was on the GameCube. I still prefer the 360 version because it's HD and has achievements, but for fun classic skating nostalgia, I have to give this game credit. One of my favourites, had to get it. Another game I picked up recently is another classic, Sonic Mega Collection. For those that don't know, this is the original Sonic games re-released on the GameCube. Pretty cool, including Spinball and 3D Blast and Flicky's Island and various other spin-off games. But you mainly play it for the original nostalgia run. Some pretty cool stuff. Play this quite regularly, pretty consistent. I love it. What more to say? It's Sonic, it's the Blue Blazer. What else is there to say? Other than Forces. Forces may be the best Sonic game ever made. Next up is kind of an odd one. This is Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. I don't know too much about this game. All I know is it's made from the same people that made Sonic, so it's kind of a continuation of that. From what I understand, he's a character who has a chicken obsession, from what I understand. I've only recently just touched on this, and I was confused of what to do from the get-go, so I'm going to have to give this game more playthrough. But I figured I'd pick it up. I picked it up pretty cheap online, pre-owned, so it's from the Sonic team, so I'm hoping it's going to be pretty good. You know, I know the music is irritating to some people. I find it quite catchy and somewhat enjoyable. Now, when talking about Nintendo classics, I think this guy has to be in the conversation, Super Mario. This is Sunshine, a game that for all intents and purposes is not worth 100%ing, considering what you get when you finish it, but for a fun, out-and-about platform adventure title, it's really awesome. WWE WrestleMania X8. Kind of a mystery to me because I owned it when I had a Nintendo Wii about 10 years ago. I bought this, but I couldn't play because I didn't have a GameCube controller, and I never got around to actually purchasing one. So, I've played it a little bit. You know, I was a big fan of wrestling back in the day, as were most people. You know, it was very popular. And 2002 was the year I really got into it, sort of thing, and I followed it for several years, and then it kind of dropped off, as it does. So, you know, you got The Rock, I think that's RVD, yep, and Hulk Hogan. I think that guy's still alive, and I think he has a sex tape out, I'm not sure. Ho yeah, Wario World. This is fun. Only played it a little bit. Again, similar to Sunshine, and exclusive for the GameCube. Very fun. Had some, I believe, some add-ons for WarioWare. You could transfer the demo to your Game Boy Advance. You guys remember that back in the day. All your millennials take notice. So yeah, the GameCube is pretty cool. You know, again, another game. Probably one of the more expensive games I own. Looking at the price for pre-owned sort of thing. Or to get this. It was probably the most expensive game out of my entire collection thus far. Probably more than most of my games, yeah. But yeah, you know, Wario is fun, and I'm glad he got his own standalone adventure title. That's pretty cool. Somewhat of a polarized Sonic game, I would argue. Sonic Heroes. I like it. I was able to get this pre-owned as well. In fact, all my games are pre-owned, because buying brand new GameCube games is pretty pricey. But I like the co-op system with the multi-characters, you know, with Team Hero, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and I'm sure there's another team I'm forgetting. Then we have Hulk, based off the movie. That's pretty much it. Going back to the 11th title, this actually I got with my Nintendo GameCube, my first test one that I got, because I have a purple one and I have a black one now. But the purple one was pretty cool, but it came with Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within. I haven't played this yet. This was apparently when the series went all dark and emo, so to speak. You know, it really took a darker tone, really. almost like Dark Souls meets the Prince of Persia series originally. I'm not saying this is difficult, nowhere near as difficult as the Dark Souls series. And last, but certainly not least, is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This is a special edition that comes with a copy of Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, which I believe is an added difficulty. I haven't got into that yet, so I'm not too sure what that's about. This got 10 out of 10, considered one of the best games of the year, I believe, at that time. I've played this on the Wii U, the HD version, but I've never played the original, so kind of cool to have this. Again, probably on par with Wario World in terms of cost. This may be the second most expensive game I own. I deliberately sprung for the collector's edition, the gold version, because it had the extra disc with it, and I really wanted to play Ocarina of Time on my GameCube, because who doesn't? Even though I have it on the N64. Why not?